This is La Casa del Limonero. I'm installing new Wi-Fi access points, and this is the layout of the house. So the house is in two parts. This is the vivenda, or the main part of the house, and where I am now, this room, I am here. This is where all the internet equipment is, where this router is. And there will have to be Wi-Fi points 1, 2, 3, and 4 indoors, plus one up there in the garage, and another one next to the pool as outdoor access point. I have wired 5 out of 6 access points via temporary cables. As you can tell, they're running everywhere. They're running through the cat flap, etc. And everything is connected from here via one wire to the router. I've configured everything, so I just need help putting the wires to their final locations. But there will be a cabinet that needs building. This is this IKEA cabinet here, and this is the wall mount for the IKEA cabinet, and it should fit right from there underneath and cover all this up. And if you look inside the box for the barn router, which is basically this thing, there will be 2 mounts. It's these 2 metal mounts here, and they go on the side there. They need to be screwed in. The cabinet, once built, looks a bit like that. You're not going to mount the back, of course, but inside there's a shelf which will need to be cut out. And if you cut a hole for the router, you should be able to hang the router basically vertically, hanging on top of these and screwed into the shelf, the IKEA shelf over here, on one side and on the other side. So with that out of the way, let me go through the access points one by one with what needs doing. So I have already placed them to their temporary locations, and each of them, like this one, are labeled. So this one, for example, says barn kitchen, and they need to be kept. You cannot mix them and match them. They're already configured for their locations, but they're all labeled. And incidentally, if you're looking for spare parts for mounting kits and things like that, they're all in here. So if you continue looking, there'll be one box called barn kit, and if you open it up, there's mounting hardware in there that allows you to mount these to the ceiling. All the indoor access points, which are these, they need to be mounted to the ceiling. All the outdoor ones need to be mounted either on a pole or on a wall, but I will get to it. So let's start with the one in the barn kitchen. So the router will be there. This the cable, so the big ones, so the big access points, the indoor ones, are the main kitchen and the barn kitchen. So just to go back to the map and clarify, they're the ones that go here and here. These two, it doesn't really matter which way, but they will need to be connected to the first 2 ports on the router. Everything else doesn't matter, these 2 need to be on the first. So getting back to the barn kitchen one, wire going up, please make it clean, put some trunking. This, by the way, you can remove. This trunking can be removed, this is just empty. But run it through, and then up one of the joists, and then with a nice tall ladder, bang in the middle. Now, for the second large router in the vivenda, or the main kitchen, we're in luck here. There is actually already a cable running, but it's too short and it needs to be replaced. The cable is the one that's currently starting from here and going through vivenda kitchen. It's currently plugged in here. It goes through here. You can follow the cable through. It's actually this one, and it ends up on the other side. So there's already been fished, but that needs to be replaced. Before I go, I'll show you the cables that you need to use. There's this big spool of cable here, Ethernet Cat6 FTP outdoor rated cable, so you can pass this outdoors, no problem. So this needs to be, the current cable needs to be replaced, and this is the main part of the house, and that cable currently exits here, and it's too short and it's bad quality cable anyways, but at the moment it ends up in the second access point that you see here that says main kitchen, and this needs to be run probably with trunking all the way up and closer, quite close to where the chandelier is. So not there, not there, not here, just quite close, because it should have a good coverage of that wall where there's a bedroom to provide good internet access. Okay, so that's 2 out of 6 access points done. Now I will cover the one that needs to go to the garden next to the pool. So for context, the pool is right there. I don't know if you can see it. I've already laid temporary cables that go through the cat flap, but ignore these. The real run probably should go up again with trunking to that wall, drill through there, and they'll be passing a few cables to there, so I think 3 cables in total, I may be wrong. But from there, it will end up around there, go left, over, through the side of here, clipped in, clip, 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 and then there's this long wall that goes all the way through. There's a gate down there where the white wall ends. That's more or less where it needs to finish. So here, running the cable basically clipped underneath all the way through, and when you get to the gate, this gate here, it should go from the side up. I'll show you on the other side, it's probably easier. From the side up, and then tied on top there, and it should be mounted vertically here. So it cannot go on the wall because this will not good Wi-Fi coverage. Shouldn't go on here because Gianni will probably want to run some. So maybe a pipe, ideally if it's mounted directly on top. But this is probably too short, so I just found one lying around in the garden. I think this is not good, but it needs to be a little bit taller. And temporarily I put it here, but you can see what these access points look like. They're vertical. If they get warm, it's normal. But they have the boxes that I showed earlier inside the barn kitchen. They have mounting hardware that allow you to wrap these around the pole, and then they can clip in. Okay, so going back into the house now, we'll do the 2 access points that are towards the road. So this is the road, one here and one in the hallway here. So I will cover both at the same time really, because in both cases chances are you need to run the 2 cables up, out through the same hole on top of the roof, and then this way through the roof. So pretty much the same in which you see the 2 cables going up, but obviously a neater job. Okay, so I'm on top of the roof now, and you should be able to channel them up. And so this is the roof of the barn, and it would need to go over from there, right about there, a hole, go through, and you'll end up there. So then run a cable from there to next to the fan, maybe a little bit further than the fan, around there, and on top of that joist, so it sits nice and horizontal, and you can find that access point right there up the stair. So different view. Temporarily I've put it here. It's obviously the wrong location, but this is the one labeled Barn Road bedroom, and it needs to go up here. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3. indoor ones plus the one outdoor. I will do now the hallway one. Again, from the roof, a small hole in front of the house, basically in front of the front door. And from there, pull the cable up, and it should go around here next to the chandelier. At the moment, it's just hanging on top. It's the main hallway. I think it's labeled. Again, use the right ones. Please try to reuse the cables. I don't have too much spare, but I've added extra length to all the runs, so it should be possible to make them on top of the roof, no problem. Okay, so 5 out of 6. The last one is the garage, which is up there. And I started cutting the cable, but I didn't have time to finish it off and connect it. But it can be connected in any one of the remaining ports, as like the other ones, except 1 or 2, which are for the main kitchen Wi-Fi access points. It's still in the box. It's this one. It's the one labeled outdoor garage. These are all the mounting. This is mounting hardware, by the way, for the pull one, for the pole. And like most others, I think it makes sense to go up the roof on top. So I'm on the roof again. The cable pulled in behind the solar panels all the way through, then over there next to the stairs, then down, probably through here, and then it needs to go here, needs to go across. This has been broken up, the concrete. I think it needs to be broken up again just a little bit, and then poured on top, and then over this wall or under, you decide, across, on top, over, and then it should be roughly here. So just on that wall, not in the middle, just about 3/4 from the end of the wall. So end there, about there. And it should give good coverage to the garage area, plus also this room, which is going to be an extra gym room. So there's this temporary Ethernet cable running here. I didn't have time to finish it, but you can reuse this one. It should have plenty of length. And so that's it. Thank you. Maybe as a just last thing, obviously close all these ports, but you may need to customize the cabinet a little bit by making a few indents so it sits flush next to the wall. And that is it. So that's all the 6 access points. Feel free to contact me on WhatsApp if you have any questions. Oh, and last but not least, crimping tool, Ethernet cable tester, and the Ethernet terminals, or whatever they're called. They're all here already.